There are some killers who manage to hide in plain sight. They do not fit the image we often associate with serial murderers. They look ordinary, they work ordinary jobs. And in the case of one man in Texas, he worked positions where people trusted him with their care. His name was Billy Chemirmir, and for years, elderly Texans were dying under his watch. Billy immigrated legally to the United States from Kenya in 2003. His sisters had helped him out with the paperwork, processed under the administration of President George W. Bush. The reasoning: his family hoped a new life in America might help him escape issues with alcohol and troubling behavior in Africa. But his new start did not last long. He racked up multiple run-ins with the law, DUIs, and assaults, though none of these ever resulted in lasting convictions. They were quietly resolved through plea bargains, fines, and diversion programs. Billy got married but quickly abandoned his wife. She ended up splitting up legally through spousal abandonment in 2004, claiming that the last time she saw him was on television news. And when she saw what he had done, she wanted nothing more to do with him. Over the years, Billy found steady work as a caregiver, often entering the homes of elderly residents. But instead of caring for them, he stole from them, particularly jewelry, which he would resell online. Between May 2016 to March 2018, at least 24 deaths were linked to him. Authorities eventually tied him to 22. One victim, 91-year-old Mary Annis Bartel, was attacked on March 19, 2018, inside the Place Retirement Community in Plano, Texas. She later told investigators she had been smothered with a pillow while Billy whispered, "Just go to sleep, don't fight me." Bartel survived, but many others did not. On March 20th, 2018, Billy was spotted throwing away a jewelry box into a dumpster, a piece of stolen property he had intended to sell. Police closed in and arrested him at the spot. He was taken to the Dallas County Sheriff's headquarters. There, he was questioned and denied killing anyone. Two survivors, including Bartel, were treated at the Baylor Medical Center in Dallas. Other victims, who were already dead when discovered, were examined at the medical examiner's offices of Dallas County and Collin County. Some were even examined at other places. Area hospitals including Medical City Dallas, Baylor Scott, White Medical, and Texas Health Presbyterian. Judge Rocky Jones, at the Frank Cowley Courts building in Dallas, ordered that he remain at the Dallas County Jail without bond. His court-appointed attorney, Douglas Coleman, insisted that the deaths were natural and unrelated to his client. Prosecutor Craig Watkins pledged to take this case before a grand jury at the Dallas County District Court in order to officially charge Billy. The grand jury went on to indict Billy on 20 counts of capital murder and 2 counts of felony attempted murder. There were also options to pursue theft and assault charges, but the prosecution chose to focus more on the violent offenses, the murders and attempted murders. Once the indictment was unsealed, the decision to seek the death penalty was publicly announced. Before Judge Jones, Billy pleaded not guilty to all charges. Prosecutor Jennifer Harrelson joined the case alongside Watkins, the first prosecutor, pushing to send Billy to death row. Defense attorney Coleman continued to lead the defense team, arguing against the execution. Watkins was one of the few public defenders in the state of Texas willing to defend Billy. Billy was first put on trial in January 2021. However, there were multiple delays. Finding a jury that was unbiased was difficult. It was not until October where a jury of 12 members and 2 alternates was seated and would start hearing evidence. But on November 19th, 2021, just before Thanksgiving, that jury deadlocked. They were unable to decide on a verdict. Judge Jones declared a mistrial. The prosecution vowed to try again. In the summer of 2022, in August, another jury of 12 members and 2 alternates was seated. The trial officially kicked off on the 25th day. This time, the outcome was different. Billy was found guilty on 2 counts of capital murder and 1 count of attempted murder. He was found not guilty on the rest. The jury declined to convict him on lesser charges. The trial then moved on to its penalty phase. The jury rejected the death penalty and instead recommended that he be sentenced to life in prison. Judge Jones immediately imposed 2 concurrent life sentences without parole, vacating the attempted murder conviction. Billy's legal team tried to have the decisions be overturned. However, Judge Jones refused to vacate the conviction fully, nor grant a retrial, the second retrial. Therefore, the defense appealed to the higher courts. Prosecutor Stephanie Coates stepped in to handle the state side and keep the conviction. But before the courts could make a ruling, Billy died, and the appeal was automatically dismissed. Billy was assigned to the Caulfield Unit in Tennessee Colony, Texas, one of the largest maximum security prisons in the state. On September 19th, 2023, his cellmate, Wyatt Ellis Busby, stabbed him to death inside their shared cell. Busby, already serving a 50-year sentence for murder, later claimed that Billy had made sexual comments about his kids. Busby was placed into solitary confinement, and this stabbing remains under investigation. He is currently out of solitary confinement, awaiting a decision on the murder investigation. Billy's crime shattered the lives of families who trusted him with their loved ones. He then continued on to make perverse comments in his state prison of the kids of his cellmate. Though justice came late, he was held accountable for at least 2 murders tied to him. His appeal never had the chance to play out, and in the end, prison justice decided his fate. This has been Strawberry Ink. Thank you for listening. May all those affected in the story rest in peace. Have a good rest of your day.